Hello everyone, welcome to the Learning Cubicle. Now, in the previous class, we have discussed uniform and non-uniform speed. And during that discussion, we have discussed an example, that is you traveling from your place to your friend or your relative's place, which is some 180 kilometers away. There we have learnt how we can understand whether it is uniform speed or non-uniform speed. Now let us keep the scenario same, that is you traveling from your place to your friend's place, which is some 180 kilometers away, like we discussed there, in a different way now, right? So let us suppose that this is your house. Say A is your house, okay, and somewhere over here B is your friend's house or a relative's house, okay. So the example remains the same. The scenario is the same, you going from your house to your relative's house or your friend's house, but in a different way, okay. Now, when you have decided to go from your house to your friend's house, this time let us suppose that you are not going in your own vehicle like you did in the previous case, but let us suppose that you have traveled to your friend's place or your relative's place in a train, okay. So first you go from your house to the railway station, okay, the railway station, okay. Let us suppose that it is some 10 kilometers away from your house, and to travel this distance, suppose you have used a cab, and which took somewhere around 20 minutes to go, okay. And then from the railway station to your friend's place railway station, because when you board the train, you again get down in the railway station of your friend's house, and let us suppose that is some 150 kilometers. The distance that you traveled by train is 150 kilometers, and let us suppose for traveling this distance of 150 kilometers, let us suppose that you have taken a time of 3 hours, okay. So you reach the railway station in your friend's city or your friend's town, and again from the railway station to your friend's house, let us suppose that is another 10 kilometers or say 20 kilometers, okay. And this 20 kilometers, suppose you have traveled by cab again, you used a cab, here you used a train, and here again you used a cab. So the total distance 10 plus 150, 160 plus 20, 180 kilometers. The distance is the same, 180 kilometers. But the journey that you did was not the same way what we discussed in the previous example, going in your own vehicle. You boarded a cab, went to your railway station. In the railway station, you boarded the train and went to the railway station where your friend lives, in the city where your friend lives. And then from that railway station to your friend's house, again you used a cab. And for this 20 kilometers, let us suppose that it has taken some 40 minutes. Okay. So this is your total journey from your house to your friend's house. Here the journey is not happening in one vehicle, cab, train, and again cab. Now if you observe carefully here, you have covered different distances in different times, by different means. Okay, so you cannot calculate the speed as such. So for calculating this kind of speed, you need to know what is the total distance traveled by you and what is the total time taken by you. So that will give you the average speed. Average speed. So the average speed is nothing but the total distance covered by you in some total time or in some given time. Right? Let us like to evaluate over here. The total distance is 10 kilometers by cab plus 150 kilometers by train plus 20 kilometers again by cab divided by the times taken 20 minutes, 3 hours and again 40 minutes. So this is 180 kilometers. And this one, if you observe carefully here, this 20 minutes and this 40 minutes is 1 hour plus 3 hours, 4 hours. 180 kilometers by 4 hours, which is 4 ones are 445. So the average speed at which you travel from your house to your friend's house is 45 kilometers per hour. So as I said, average speed is equal to total distance traveled by total time taken. So we evaluate this speed when the journey is done in different parts using different modes, taking different times, covering different distances. So in that case, we actually calculate the average speed. So this is what we call as average speed. Okay. Now, if we are traveling in a car, let us suppose that you are traveling in a car, like in the first example. For every 1 hour, you are covering some 60 kilometers while you are going from your place to your friend's place. But in the return, it was different in different hours. But let us suppose when you are sitting in the car with the driver beside you, and if you look at the speed of the car on the device given over there, that speed what you see at that moment or at that instant is what we call it as instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed. So instantaneous speed is basically the speed of an object at any instant during its course of motion when it is going at a variable speed or a non-uniform speed. Okay, so when you are going on a road, you don't maintain the same speed right from the time you start till the time you reach. No. Though the speed is 60 kilometers per hour, but in this 1 hour, your speed may go up sometimes and go down sometimes. So, at any instant, if you look at the device that is given in your car or in your automobile, whatever speed you notice at that moment, that is called as instantaneous speed. So instantaneous speed is defined as the speed of an object at any instant during its course of motion when it is going at a variable speed or a non-uniform speed. So that is what we call it as instantaneous speed. And I was saying about the device at which you looked. So that device is what we call it as speedometer. So speedometer is an instrument that is fitted in the automobiles which will give us the instantaneous speed or the speed with which the vehicle is traveling. And just below that you can see a small strip in which you can see how much distance the automobile has covered, and that is called as odometer. Okay, so odometer is the instrument which will tell us the distance covered by the automobile or the vehicle, and speedometer will tell us the speed with which the vehicle is traveling or the instantaneous speed of the automobile. Thank you.